morning to all of you. It's nice seeing all of you on this morning. In fact, as part of our philosophy of right product for right application, today's presentation we are going to speak to you about the features of Ramco Super Plaster. As all of you know, we have been placing the customer at the center of all our decisions, and further to that, we have been able to make a special product for special applications. So this is the presentation that is going to be. As all of you are aware that earlier we had specific product for specific application. Like say for example, if you look at concrete, those customers who want high strength concrete, if you look at high strength concrete, crack free, if customers want those, then you have Ramco Supercrete. Then you have Ramco Super Grade for multi-purpose applications. Like say for example, any kind of applications for general concreting works and other works, you can always go for Ramco Super Grade. And the precast manufacturers, those who want a high rate of gain of strength, you all would be aware of blocks which needs to be taken at a shorter period of time. It needs a higher rate of hardening, a higher rate of setting and all that. So for that we have Ramco Super Fast, which fulfills the requirement. Now there has always been a demand for requirement of plastering and mortar works as to can we have a specialized product for that. And for that we have designed this product especially for mortar as well as plastering works. So that is what, when you talk about mortar for brickwork, it means that it can be used for joining bricks, blocks or any other kind of units, and if you are using it as a mortar, you will find that it will act as one team. Now just look at the kind of applications, when you look at mortar applications, brickwork applications, what is it that you are looking at? You are looking at a thickness of around 10 to 25 mm and an area coverage. So when the area to thickness ratio is going to be higher as far as plastering is concerned. Similar is the case with brick mortar work also. You are going to place a thickness of around 12 mm, 13 mm and things like that. So when you are placing that kind of thing, what are the kind of requirement that a customer is looking at? I want you to visualize this application in your mind and then ask yourself, what is it the construction professional is looking at when he is going to spread the plaster over a larger area. So as per our trials at various sites and research at our Ramco Research Development Center, we have observed that there are many features that can be inbuilt into this product, which we have been able to get it. We have been able to test those features, as well as we have been able to see that these features are they are able to get at the site itself. Like say for example, who doesn't like to have an excellent finish whenever plastering is being done? So finish has to be good. If the finish is good, the house owner is happy. So as far as the house owner is concerned, he is looking at a finish itself. For the mason, he is looking at higher workability because he needs some kind of convenience. He needs a workable mortar mix. So he is looking at workability and additional coverage. Anybody who is going to apply plaster, he is looking at coverage area. Can I get some additional coverage when I am applying plaster? So higher workability is there, additional coverage is there, and then you will also see that there are so many other benefits as far as the plastering is concerned. Whenever a mason is applying, you all would have observed that there is some kind of rebound loss that is happening. So can we reduce that rebound loss? So when you look at Ramco Super Plaster, we have seen at many of the sites whenever they were applying this mortar for plastering, rebound loss is very lesser. So rebound loss is something that we need to look at. Durability of course is enhanced because of the kind of the manufacturing process that we are doing. We have ensured that it is durable, and most importantly, whenever plaster is being applied, adhesion strength is the critical parameter. So better adhesion strength is what you will be getting whenever you are using Ramco Super Plaster. Most importantly, you would have seen at construction sites that they would be mixing the mortar. A 50 kg bag would be mixed and mortar would be in huge quantities, and there is a possibility of wastage. So we have a convenient bag here in 25 kg where the wastage is also lesser because you are going to use that much mortar which is going to be used for that particular period of time. So if you look at all these parameters, you will find that the mason we have seen has found that it is easy for him to apply. Now a question arises in your mind as to how is it possible that you are able to get all these benefits of mortar in the product itself. Now as far as Ramco Super Plaster is concerned, we have been able to look at some specific parameters. I am sure that many of you would not have seen these parameters in other product. Like say for example, look at air content. and water retentivity. Now air content and water. Air and water are the two parameters which we have been able to control in this particular product, in the sense that air content we have been able to regulate, and water retentivity, the ability to retain water in mortar is very important. Both air content and water retentivity will ensure that the mortar is workable and at the same time it is crack resistant. So that is a very important parameter. We have also done the pull out strength, because when you apply plaster, what is going to happen? It is going to stick to the walls. So how strong can it stick to the walls? Any substrate for that matter. It can be a brickwork, it can be a block work, it can be a concrete surface. It has to stick to that. So for that we have a specific test which is called the pull out strength test. So we have checked that at 7 days as well as 28 days, and we have been able to get at 28 days for more than 1 MPa, which is good enough for the plaster to stick to the surface. So that is a very important parameter as far as pull out strength is concerned. Flow has to be there, because if flow is not there, how it will spread over a larger area. So flow has to be there, and flow is being measured, and as you could see, these are the parameters that we are looking at. We are looking at flow, we are looking at pull out strength, we are looking at rebound loss and all those things. So these parameters have been checked through these parameters of Ramco Super Plaster. Just to look at the various tests, the flow table test, as you can see that the particular mortar is there, a circular this thing. You will find that whenever it is having 200 mm, it is considered to be a good flow. So that is very important for workability. Air entrainment, air content in the mortar mix is being measured by this particular instrument. If there is air content, what is going to happen? It is going to give you a cushioning effect. So the plaster is not going to be stiff. It is going to be flexible. It will take care of the moisture and the thermal changes that is occurring. So for that you will get this air content would play a critical role. Water retentivity, the ability of the mortar to retain water inside it is a challenge. When you have the water inside the mortar, you are able to work with it, and at the same time, once the working time is over, it should not be there. So a fine balance between air content and water retentivity will enable you to get the desired workability, and at the same time it is a kind of, there will not be much suction, because the ability to retain water is there in the mortar. So the suction as well as the evaporation loss that is happening will be much lesser when water retentivity is higher. So that's the reason these two parameters, if we are able to take care, we are able to get so many benefits as far as the mortar and plaster is concerned. Let us look at the coverage. Coverage is also being measured in the laboratory, and we have been able to see in the field that up to 10% additional coverage they are able to get. And the pull out strength, as you can see from this thing, it's a special kind of strength which is not being used for any other product, only for those products which are being applied on the wall, which needs a higher bond strength, higher adhesion strength. That is where we use this pull off strength, and we have been able to get just a picture of that, because you need to know how we are able to incorporate all those features in Ramco Super Plaster. So that is very important. Advantages of Ramco Super Plaster, again I just would like to reiterate so that it would be useful for you while you are speaking to the construction professionals. Up to 10% higher coverage, easily you will get it, because by virtue of bulk density, what we are doing is that we are reducing the bulk density to lower this thing, so that you will get a higher coverage area. So that is very important. Rebound loss, apply plaster, rebound loss is lesser, the mason is going to be happier. So rebound loss is going to be lesser in this case. Superior finish, as already we have spoken about. Crack free because of water retentivity and air content. Lesser bulk density. The moment the bulk density is lesser, that means the volume is higher. You use a mixed proportion of 1:4, 1:5, 1:6. You use the same proportion, and if you are able to get a higher volume, thereby you will be getting a higher coverage area. That is where the bulk density plays a vital role. A lesser bulk density will enable you to get that volume. Greater workability, again we have been able to speak about this. You all would have been clear that how we are able to get this workability, which is much more higher. M-sand compatibility. One challenge that we are all facing is the river sand. So we need to ensure as to how it can be friendly towards M-sand also. So compatibility with M-sand is very good. We have seen at various sites, and it is working very well, and they have been able to get the workability as well as the desired parameters that we have spoken about. Durability, of course, from a perspective of longer life, it is needed. Good air content, higher water retention. So this is just the parameters which you need to keep in your mind whenever you speak to the customer. Please see that this parameters has been tested at the laboratory, has been validated at the site, and you have Ramco Super Plaster which is able to give you these features. But please note, never use this product for concreting or any load bearing structures for that matter, because this is specially made for plastering and brick work. It is being customized for this application in 25 kg bag, so that you don't have to use it for any other kind of application. So we are very clear about the applications. So the kind of applications that we have been telling you for various product, please keep that in mind so that it would be easier for you to recommend to the customer. Now you would wonder that there are so many advantages in this product. Does it mean that we have to sacrifice all those good practices that is being followed? Please understand, all good civil engineering practices that is being followed for motor works also needs to be followed when you are using Ramco Super Plaster. Say for example, you are hacking has to be done, slurry has to be applied. As you can see at the background surface, the brick work has to be sprinkled with water, it has to be moistened, and at the same time, after the mortar work is done, after the plastering is being done, it has to be cured. So if all this practices has to be followed even for Ramco Super Plaster. So with those words, I would like to thank all of you for having a patient listening, but please understand that this product is customized for plastering and brickwork, and we have seen at various sites both in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, it's a clear winner as far as the customer feedback is concerned. So you have a product which would be easier for you to sell to the construction professionals. Thanks and best wishes to all of you. Thank you so much.